Alright, I wanted to make this video. It was about something that my brother called me about last night. And I know that there are hundreds of videos like this on YouTube already. But I think that anything we can do as gun owners, gun enthusiasts, to increase the level of safety in society overall is worthwhile to do. And so I think if you're watching this video and you feel like you should make a video and share it with your friends about gun safety, I think if you can do it right, do it. The more that we can spread the word about gun safety, the better. I got out my beautiful Kimber 1911 here just to demonstrate something that my brother called me about last night. And I didn't really think about this until it kind of hit home with a family member, right? And that question was, he called me and he basically said, is it a common cause of death for people to get shot while they're cleaning guns? And I had to say, well, no, it's not common, but it does happen. And then I proceeded to explain to him the gun safety rules that can prevent that. What had happened in his house was his son had surprised him by coming into the room and shooting him with an unloaded Nerf gun. Right? Now, it's a Nerf gun. The kid thought it was unloaded. But my brother decided to have a stern chat with his child about the fact that you don't point guns at people. And I think that he was right to do that. So I basically had to say, yes, people get shot with their own guns or they shoot other people negligently, not accidentally, negligently. It does happen. But the reason it happens is because they were not following the gun safety rules. There are 4 rules of gun safety. I'll put them up over on the screen here so you can see those. But I just really want to talk about one. And that's the one that my brother was stressing to his child that even should apply to Nerf guns. Which is, don't point the gun at yourself or someone else. Always keep it pointed in a safe direction, you know. And I think something that beginners especially need to really pay attention to in that respect when they're cleaning their guns or when they're at the range or whatever is watch your gun handling skills, right? I've seen a lot of people pick up guns and do some pretty dumbass things. For lack of a better word, fucking dumbass things, you know? Now this one here, all clear. I had nothing in the magazine there, and it's clear, but I'm still keeping it pointed away from myself and generally down into the basement of the house here. So that's the point I want to stress. When you're cleaning a gun, it doesn't matter if you think you cleared it. It's so easy to load these semi-autos that it's easy to mistakenly load it, and now a gun you thought was clear is actually loaded. And that, I think, is exactly how people end up with these negligent discharges where they shot themselves. Somehow their gun is obviously ending up loaded, but they're also not following the rule of keeping the gun pointed in a safe direction. So, for kids especially, I think learning this rule could save lives, Keep your gun pointed down when you're indoors. Keep the gun pointed down, Now this gun, if it were to fire right now, it would go about a foot into the next room and into the basement floor, basically. Probably shoot my water pipes or something. But that wouldn't be so bad, you know? I mean, it would be negligent discharge, and I would be incredibly embarrassed, and I would seriously consider my training. But it wouldn't kill anybody. So that's the thing. I see people just do stupid crap all the time with loaded guns in their hand, and it just doesn't make any sense at all. You know, why are people doing this? One dumbass thing that I see all the time is people will get a gun from the salesman at the store, and it's cleared and magazines removed, and they'll check the gun themselves, right? So it's all checked, like it's well checked. But then they'll aim the gun like this down. They're checking the sights, and they're aiming the gun at the fucking salesperson's nuts. That is not cool. The sales guys really hate that. Fucking stop doing that. Point it off to the side at the wall, down into the floor. You know, don't dry fire unless you ask them. You know, I asked, obviously I was gonna pay for a $1,200 gun, so I dry fired this gun a few times before I bought it. But I didn't do it with it pointed at the salesman's nuts. That ain't cool. Cut that out. The other thing I see a lot is, I'm not going to do it because it's not safe, but I see people just not paying attention when they move the gun around, right? They move the gun around and they're handling it, and they're looking at it, and they're aiming it to the side at people in the store, and they're fucking like looking in the barrel and shit like that. That is stupid. You know, I handed a guy my gun out at the flying field one day so he could inspect it, and I cleared it and locked the slide back and handed it to him, and he fucking did that. He looked down the barrel, and I was like, oh my god, dude, are you an idiot? People do some really dumbass stuff. In terms of pointing guns at themselves and other people. That's rule number one. You know? And if people just followed that one rule, that would eliminate a lot of the craziness that you're hearing about on the news, which is rare. You know, it's not anywhere near as common as the gun control nuts would like you to believe. But it does happen. And tragically, children and other people of all ages have lost their lives from negligent discharges. And we really, really need to stop that. So I'm really upset with people, you know. I've been muzzle swept at the range before, and I gotta tell you, I was really angry, right? Now, I didn't say anything, but I gave the guy a very stern look, and he gave me a look of apology, right? So he knew what he had done. But the fact that he did it put me in danger. I could have been shot by a .380. That kind of thing needs to stop. That kind of behavior is incredibly dangerous. I swear to God, someday a guy at a gun store is gonna jump over the counter at somebody for doing that and commit a heinous assault on them. And really, you would deserve it if you keep doing that. That is so annoying. You know, if we can just follow that one rule and the other 3 rules, I think it would really improve firearm safety for everyone, including people who, you know, don't own guns. Maybe they're anti-gun. Those people are afraid of negligent discharges and being shot by them. So, you know, if you don't want them to keep stepping on your rights, one way we can help with that is to stop this problem. So please, pay attention. Don't point guns at people.